this one we put bilberries in it as well, so we mixed elderflower with bilberries, which, you know, isn't overly dissimilar from what we've done with the first one. We've mixed two separate wild ingredients that actually add elements. So the elderflower is going to give us like quite a nice, and I think the description of elderflower isn't the best, but you all tried it, so you know it's going to taste delicious. But the description I use for elderflower is that it's kind of very floral, also quite musky. So again, you kind of get that musky flavour through. And like I say, as a description, it doesn't sound great. If you hadn't already tried elderflower and I described it as that, you'd be thinking, do I want to drink something musky? Yeah, will I like it? So we've taken, elderflower, and then we've taken bilberries, which will be slap bang in season in about 2 weeks' time. 3 weeks' time, bilberries will come out. And what's quite nice, especially from the foraging point of view, is that bilberries, because they aren't commercially harvested, you physically can't get them commercially.
So is that last year's?
So this is last year's, yeah. These were frozen from last year, and that's why it's slightly. And although if you've ever gone and picked them, or if you ever go and pick them, they always come back as a mush. They don't last. And again, that's part of foraging. A lot of things don't come back quite perfect. You can usually tell if somebody's got a store-bought blackberry opposed to a forage one, because they'll be softer than the forage or store one. You're massive, pristine, and perfect, and completely juiced up. So elderflower and bilberries. Bilberries are one of those things that I mentioned earlier on about stories around foraging when I was little, and then so I'm going to say about 14 years old. My gran used to tell me about how she's got bilberries when she was a little kid, and she told me exactly where she got them. A place called White Nancy, near where I live, up a big hill. They like growing at high altitude, and she used to make bilberry and apple pie with her mum. And then every year since then, I've gone out and made bilberry apple pie for my gran. So we go up. That's the very first thing I ever foraged was bilberries. So I'd go up into the hills to the exact same spot that she did, and would harvest the bilberries because you can only pick them by hand. So pick them by hand to get that kind of cup's worth. That would be 15 minutes of picking. So it actually takes quite a long time, quite labour intensive, but that becomes a labour of love. So in doing it, you're not just doing it to get something to eat. There's more to it. And again, with foraging, it's like passing on those stories, passing on that kind of skill. Which links all into it. So all we're going to do is muddle this. We don't need to overly muddle this one because it's quite soft already. But for this one, we're just going to go for a teaspoon to start with. And has anyone ever tried bilberries before? We've tried blueberries though. Yeah? So blueberries is the cultivated version of bilberries. And you can see in there the kind of colour of a bilberry. So this kind of dark purple juice. If that was a blueberry, let me know what a sliced of blueberry in half again. So if you look in the middle of a blueberry, it's pale in colour, it's not actually coloured. Whereas the bilberry has the colour throughout, and the colour is actually what gives its flavour. So the blueberry, the only flavour in that really is in the skin, in the outside. Whereas the bilberries, that's same colour all the way throughout. It's actually called, I'm thinking flavonoid. The colour is called flavonoid, which is flavour. So this has, in my opinion, one bilberry has about 10 times the flavour of a blueberry. But I would say that because I'm not. Yeah. We'll always say that kind of stuff. But that genuinely is my opinion. So we're just going to muddle them softly. And again, depending on how smart you want it to look, you can pass it through a strainer or you can pour it straight in. We're going to pass ours. In fact, I should be able to get just the juice out of this. So the bilberry gives it, again, that really nice fruity flavour. This would be, I reckon, to get the same kind of intensity of juice, that would be the full cup of blueberries. And that's what I mean by that kind of colour and that flavour, the intensity of it. And again, when it comes back to wild ingredients, I think the flavours are just like they're a version of store-bought ingredients, but a lot more intense version of them. So this is just like, if you were to explain it, I'd class it as like blueberries on steroids. So we're just going to get some of the juice out of there. And then we've got our elderflower, which will kind of give us a slightly musky flavour. Quite floral, but the two of those will marry together really nicely. My muddler, just over by you there, Kelly.
I've only got that.
That's the one, yeah. Thank you. So we're just going to go for 25ml of this. So we've got about 10ml, again similar proportions to what we had earlier. 25ml of elderflower, and elderflower has become, for some reason it feels like quintessentially British at the moment. I don't know why. It grows everywhere in the world. You'll find it in Spain, you'll find it in Italy, but it just feels British. And it's become, as a bartender, it's become a bartender's staple. Michelle describes this as his salt and pepper.
True.
Yeah, so a chef with salt and pepper everything. He said elderflower almost goes into every cocktail he makes. It's just a fantastic flavour. So the same as earlier, you could either put this in after or before, but we're going for after. I think the colour of that is
Amazing.
It's unbelievable, and the colour is the flavour. So actually, the more purple this
deep
is,
ruby. Fantastic. Wow. Quite deep.
no, absolutely, yeah. And that's what. So when I used to make the bilberry apple pie as a child, we only needed maybe 100 grams of bilberries, and maybe double the amount of apples, but you get that entire colour, that kind of colour throughout. We got this. Is it coming up? Amazing. This is delicious one. I got the
James,
street.
he's so passionate, we never know how long he's going to do before.
Sorry.
And just so Samuel, that they
Look,
so passionate about that. Yeah.